Today we will be looking at Express Entry, the trend. Now that we are in July, what are the changes that happened this far? What are the score trends? And where is it going up to? What are the changes expected to happen? These are the things that we will be discussing into this video. If you are someone who is in the Express Entry pool and waiting to see what could happen, please do watch till the end, leave us a comment and let us know which score are you in, so we will be able to have an idea. So let's dive into the video. "2026 has been a very different year. First of all, new categories have been introduced into the Express Entry stream. The main categories are the healthcare and social services stream, the education stream, the French language, skilled trades, STEM, provincial nominee programs, the CEC, physicians with Canadian work experience, researchers with Canadian work experience, senior managers with Canadian work experience, and military personnel. So these are the comprehensive categories that has been introduced in 2026. That was a major change that was introduced in 2026. And just looking at the draws that happened in 2026, some of the lowest CRS scores, some of them, especially for the French language proficiency, there was a draw with a CRS score as low as, allowing so many people who have written the French language test and they had received an invitation through the French category draw. Then physicians with Canadian work experience, they were also invited. So CRS was dropped to 223, one of the lowest cutoffs of the year due to Canada's urgent need for doctors. That was quite a very low CRS score was invited at that time. And the healthcare and social services category, on June 25th, 2026, we had a draw for 4,000 candidates were invited in that draw with a CRS score of 475. And it is a significantly low score. And the skilled trades draw also has happened in the year, and 477 was the CRS score that was invited. So Canadian experience class, also invitations have been sent out regularly, mostly once a month at least. IRCC has been inviting Canadian experience class, and above 500 has been the score, and cutoffs ranging from 507 to 518 is what they have invited for the year 2026. And why your CRS scores are so different is, we do wonder, one candidate receives an invitation with a CRS score of 409, whereas other needs 515. Basically, Canada is no longer selecting immigrants based only on CRS score. Instead, IRCC is selecting candidates who can immediately fill out labor shortages, and a healthcare worker with a CRS score of 475 may be invited before an IT professional, say the STEM category draw has not been in, they have not been inviting people in the STEM category. This represents one of the biggest shifts in Express Entry since category-based selections were introduced. And the Canadian experience class has been more competitive than ever. As you can see, they have been inviting draws very frequently, at least once a month. So if you are someone who have an eligible profile where you are eligible to create your Express Entry profile, please do create it, as their draws are very frequent and you do not want to miss out on it. If you are eligible, reach out to us. We'll be happy to assess your profile and see if you are eligible and what you could do to increase your scores. And another change that was introduced for the Express Entry in 2026 was many category-based draws require at least 1 year of full-time work experience or the equivalent work in part-time in an eligible occupation within the previous 3 years. That was a new change that was introduced in 2026 compared to the 6 months work experience only. Now the requirement is a 12-month work experience in the last 3 years. And this change increased qualifying work experience requirement. And there are proposed express entry reforms that are to be introduced. And although there are no final decisions has been announced as of yet, but express entry is going to go through changes and we are expecting them soon. And one of the new proposed change is the new federal high skilled program. IRCC is considering replacing the current CEC, Canadian Experience Class Federal Skilled Worker, and Federal Skilled Trades with a unified federal economic immigration program. That is one of the proposed changes. We do not know if it's going to come into effect. And the changes to the CRS. IRCC is reviewing whether CRS should better predict long-term economic success instead of rewarding only traditional human capital factors. Possible changes include reducing or removing some bonus points while increasing the value of factors that better predict the labor market success. And the high wage occupation factor. That is one proposal in place that would award additional CRS points to candidates working in occupations that pay significantly above Canada's median wage. And this goal is basically to prioritize applicants who are expected to contribute strongly to the Canadian economy. And stronger labor market alignment. Future express entry draws may place even greater emphasis on occupations facing persistent labor shortages rather than relying primarily on risk rankings. So, what does this proposed changes and the trends all mean to applicants? If your CRS score is below 500, don't really lose your hope, as things could be done to improve your score. And what can be done is basically work on your English or French language scores, because those contribute a huge chunk of your scores. Gaining additional Canadian work experience, checking whether your occupation could be qualified under the category based draws, and exploring provincial nominee programs. There are some provincial nominee programs which are linked to express entry that could give you an additional 600 points. And keep your profile always updated with your new education, work experience, and language results. And IRCC, looking forward, IRCC is still going to be inviting people in the healthcare category, French category draws, PNP, and Canadian experience class. So these are the draws that has been very frequent, and as the trends look, it is still going to continue. They might still be inviting people in the other categories, maybe one or two draws. This is something for us to see, as some of the categories that were introduced even in 2025, they didn't even have one invitation yet. So this is something for us to wait and see if IRCC will be inviting people in all of the categories under express entry. So if you have found this video helpful on just a trend analysis, let us know in the comment box, and please do like and subscribe to our channel so we would be able to create more contents of this type. And see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.